Hello, everyone. Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World. We're doing our Chinese or North Korean attack on Pork Chop Hill. We're not pure to history. I've added some British, Australian, New Zealand troops in here, and we're going to get playing. Now, we're going to try to keep this video under 30 minutes overall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to video every end of the turn of each unit's moving, and then I'll do the firing, and we're starting at 4:35 p.m. on Saturday, and I have the rest of the evening off. I've been doing yard work, and if you're wondering, we did not go to Virginia. Lisa was not up to going down, and we'll leave that at that. Okay, so we have Pork Chop Hill. There's our bunker. See that red pipe cleaner? That's Gregory Peck. All right. Now, I don't have raisins. I have some cough drops. There they are. And I have a slight cold. So, I'm going to have the Chinese will move first in turn one. And what we're going to do is all the Chinese are going to move 9 inches, except for those brown ones. I'm going to have them move 18. All right, here we go. Oh, I should mention Vince the Prince, our 93-year-old Korean War veteran that made that tank for me. We're going to dedicate this game to him. All right. So, anyone watching this video is helping to save Weiss Fork Battlefield. And I'm going to shut down the camera and move all the Chinese. All right. Welcome back, everyone. So our Chinese, North Koreans have moved. As you can see, our center group, they're moved 18. They cannot fire. Everyone else moved 9. Not fired the mortars or the machine guns that are in the back. And our T-34s can fire. And we do have some bazookas on Pork Chop Hill. Now, I haven't moved the Americans, or I guess it's the UN forces. And I hope doing some Korean War, miniature war gaming, of a war that's been forgotten. Now I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to rearrange a few of my American troops. Okay, everyone. We have moved some Americans around. Mostly I moved some bazookas. So from Pork Chop Hill at the pillbox at our bunker, this is what the Americans are seeing. Now our Commonwealth troops, that's what I'm going to call the left flank, our British and our Australians over there. They're holding the left flank, and I'm using Jack's system of light forces in one area and then a heavy attack on the main objective. All right, I'm going to, and Lisa's being awesome. Also, she doesn't feel the best, so she's just laying on the couch watching TV. So this game can last several hours with no problem. So I'm going to resolve combat, and I bet it's going to take me all alone probably an hour. So I'm going to pause the camera here, and we're going to light them up. All right, everyone. Well, it took me almost an hour to resolve combat. Holy cow. Both sides have fired. Turn one is completed. I'll do the American losses first. Lost one of the bazooka teams, BARs, through here. We lost our bazooka and heavy machine gun at the pillbox. Either tank attempted to take out Vince's tank. So the T-34s, however, and then over on the far flank, we lost about 6 Australian and 8 British over on the far flank. Now our Chinese, now the Allied forces, the United Nations forces, they come off the board, but the Chinese, for 6 turns, recycle at the edge of my table. But they took a pounding. As you can see, there are a lot of dead Chinese that are coming back as zombies. This gives me a better than 3-to-1 ratio. Now, the Chinese and North Koreans do not hit as well, nor do they save as well. And Vince the Prince hit that T-34, but and so didn't 2 bazookas. So we damaged it, and then it got blown up. And so 1 T-34 is gone. The other's okay. Oh, I had the mortars concentrate fire on the barbed wire. Okay. So we're going on to turn 2. The Chinese will move first again. I'm not doing alternative dice rolling to see who moves first and second. This game is really big. And it's probably a little bigger than I should be trying to attempt all by myself. And Jim Shaw painted an awful lot of these figures. Many were purchased at the Gettysburg Miniature Toy Soldiers Shop or BMC. And just some of its classic toy soldiers also. I'm going to pause the camera, and I'm going to move both the Chinese and the Allied forces and come back to you. Welcome back, everyone. This is the turn 2 movement. I've moved both sides, and it's almost 6 o'clock for turn 2, and I haven't fired yet. So I've decided I'll probably play it about 8 o'clock or so and download this as part 1. I wish Kevin and Walt and Mike and Derek and the Chuckleheads were here. So here we have our 18-inch hoarding group. They've knocked down the barbed wire, and way over on the far flank, our British Australians really are holding out well. So I'm going to give you a view of our American lines here. I had to shift a lot of Americans over to this side. By the way, our line here is holding really well. So now let's go take a look at the British troops. Okay, for Martin Knight and Ronald McDonald and all my other viewers in England, Australia, New Zealand, you guys are putting up a fight. I might take your bazooka men, though, and send them over to the hill if that T-34. And the Chinese are really light through here. I think this turn, this first line of North Korean Chinese will be taken out. Let's take a look at what the Pork Chop Hill looks like. All right, so if you're on Pork Chop Hill, and this is what you're seeing, and they're getting close. The 18-incher guys can't fire, but boy, they're moving right along. And we're not doing any airplane strikes. And for artillery on turn 1, I totally forgot to roll for either side. And so I'm going to resolve the combat, and figuring out submachine guns, BARs, rifles is a real pain in the butt when you're all by yourself with 300 or 400 figures. All right. I gotta say, it's a lot of fun though. And it does feel like the movie in a way with the recycled troops. By the way, I had to shift some figures around here too. All right, let's resolve some combat. All right, welcome back everyone. Turn 2 is completed. The Australians took a beating from the Chinese mortars way over there. They lost about 11 figures. And Americans are holding, but as you can see, and that's Jingles the dog barking up there. We'll pause the camera. All right, Jingles, stop barking. We have a lot of rescue dogs. Vince's tank, I cleared out the infantry right over the muzzle so their bells wouldn't be rung. And I had it. It's in a duel with that T-34 right there. They both missed. All right, all our Chinese forces, they hit on a 4 and they save on a 4. It was just a lot easier to do that. And all our allied troops, Commonwealth and all, hit on 6s and save on 6s. And for the most part, a little bit different with cover, but that's what we're at. I had to streamline some stuff. So our Chinese took a real big hit from the Commonwealth forces there. You could see the line is really thin. And our reconstituted Chinese, I'm going to have them move 18 for turn 3. All right. So it's been a lot of fun. It's taken me forever, though, to do combat. Not quite so bad turn 2, but it still was really lengthy. So the Chinese horde right there I probably will shift them to 9 inches so they can fire. And we'll conclude here turn 2. And I'll move both sides for turn 3. And we'll go on from there. See you back at the end of turn 3 movement. Okay, welcome back everyone. So the Chinese have moved for turn 3 and they overran, and I did hand-to-hand combat here, and the Chinese lost 6 figures going in, and they had a whole horde going in. Americans lost their 5, and we fought to the death in high die rolling, with Americans getting a +1 for hitting and the Chinese with a -1. So it came out where the Americans really were a +2. So that was our only real hand-to-hand combat. And then this is where we're at. We have not started rifle, machine gun, mortar fire. Now, Vince's tank, our Korean War vet, 93-year-old from Broome County, New York, I moved it up. One, because the machine gun can help mow some of the figures here down, and our T-34, so he has a better shot at the T-34. So the far side, I had to move around a lot of Australians and British to reoccupy some trenches. But the far left flank, I'm going to keep shifting Australian British troops down to help Pork Chop Hill, because it's a real feeble attack down there. And as you can see, the issue is here. All right, so I'm going to resolve combat, and this is combat for turn 3, and I've been playing for nearly 4 hours, and my back is starting to hurt. So we'll be ending this video at the end of combat of turn 3. And I hope everyone understands, but I'm actually getting a backache leaning over the table so much. Okay, everyone, it's 8:35, and this is the end of turn 3 for combat. All right, I'll do the Chinese forces. Their dead have been brought back 18 inches from the edge. You can see them. They're roughly 18 to 9 inches. That group there I just brought back. All right. So this is where we're at. Pretty cool. My back is killing me now, though. So our Chinese troops that did take that area there were slaughtered. Now Vince, his engine has been hit. He took a mobility hit, so he's now a pillbox in his tank. So Sheriff John, tell your dad that his tank is not wiped out, but it's been damaged pretty bad. We lost quite a few Americans in a couple spots, and our T-34 was not knocked out by Vince's tank, but it was knocked out by a bazooka. All right, so let's take a look at our American and British lines. Now over here on the far left flank, our British are really doing well. As you can see, there's really nothing there. The Chinese mortars, by the way, landed here and here. They didn't hit anything this time. And our American mortar that took out some troops right there. Now, we did lose more British troops in this trench, but they took out a lot of the Chinese that were at the barbed wire. Combat is taking an incredibly long time to resolve. I will probably never run a game this big alone in the basement. It is just between my eyes picking out guns and dice rolling, and 3 turns has took over 4 hours. And I've only gone upstairs a couple times just to check on Lisa and bathroom breaks. Now our bunker, and Kim Metis, I hope you're enjoying this video. Our bunker still has a squad of men. Gregory Peck, by the way, has extra hit points, and he's eating his raisins. All right, let's go take a review of the battlefield for the end of turn 3. So for the end of turn 3, the Chinese here, they have a chance of going, they have to knock out that barbed wire, which costs 6 inches, and then go up the slope. But there are no American forces there. Oh, there's our MASH Jeep taking wounded to the MASH hospital, see Hawkeye Pierce or whatever. But our Chinese horde, for turn 4, could be getting up to the next level. And I did not plan on any more tanks for either side. And again, Vince's tank is nothing more than a pillbox. And for all Chinese reconstruct, I don't know if I should stop bringing in more Chinese or not. The British could actually, on the far left flank, they could actually come out of their trenches and roll this flank up. But there's mortars and machine guns out there, so I don't want them to get slaughtered in a Pickett's charge move and have Kevin, Colonel Handsome, say I was being an idiot with my British and Australian troops. All right, well, let's pause the camera here. Okay, everyone, it's 8:40 p.m. I started at 4:35 with very little breaks at all. Late turn 2 going into 3. I'm getting tired. So we're calling it a night. I'll load up turn 1, 2, and 3 videos. And depending how I feel tomorrow, we'll do the next 3 turns. A lot of fun. Just too many figures and too much rolling dice. Got to say thank you to all the chuckleheads, everyone that watches this channel. Thank you. Thank you, Jim Shaw, for your painting. And that's about it for right now. And got some news coming up where I might be interviewed on a Live Toy Soldier YouTube channel. He's got over 4,000 subscribers, and he interviews different people that does stuff with toy soldiers. So I'm not going to release his name until we're confirmed. All right, stay safe, be kind, be courteous, don't be crazy and put 400 or 500 figures on the table, and be true to your school. Thank you for watching, and Weiss Fork Battlefield, all you guys, I hope you appreciate this video because I am whipped. Thank you, everyone.